We started in Manila, where some colleagues who worked in the Manila office picked Lisa and I up from our hotel in Manila and drove us 3 hours to Angeles City. They planned to stop at this restaurant, which was beautiful, had Filipino food in a very nice outdoor setting with the backdrop of Mount Arayat in the back, giving us a beautiful view. The grounds of the restaurant had many old farm tools and old home things, very interesting to see, as well as some cabins that you could rent to stay at if you wanted to stay there. Lisa and I tried several dishes, including sisig, which is like pork with some fried onions in it, some fried chicken, and something that was very similar to like beef stew over rice. Everything was excellent. Lisa and I were really treated just like family with our colleagues from Manila office, and had a wonderful time. They even talked me into doing a TikTok video, which I'll link in the description. I will claim that it was done by AI, but they'll say that it was true. Once we arrived in Angeles City, we checked into our hotel, got some Starbucks, walked through the nearby Clark entrance to the old Air Force Base, and went to sleep. The next morning we got up, and Lisa and I walked to where the Clark Church of Christ was, where my father was the preacher, and the house next door was lived in by my family. After the service was over, this lady that was sitting on the same row that we were came down and shared these photos with me, which were from my earlier childhood when we lived there. They show my sister and my older brother Chad in a wedding that she was in from 50 years ago, where Chad was the ring bearer and she was the flower girl. and then my sister and her in front of the church building with some trees. It was pretty neat to see something from so long ago with so good memories. Then we got to go over to the house where we used to live. Now the current Filipino preacher and his wife and their family live there, but they graciously allowed us to come in and just take some quick videos. It was interesting to remember this from when I was probably somewhere between 3 and 6 years old, but I do remember this living room and the kitchen area and the house itself. Brought back good memories. It was nice to have met Rod and Anna, the preacher, and his wife and their children, and thankful that they shared their home with us and allowed me to see my memories. After this, Rod went to another Church of Christ and drove about 2.5 hours away. He does this every Sunday, goes to another Church of Christ, and he preached there on Sunday night for that congregation. But his wife and Leilani took Lisa and I around the Angeles City and as you'll see, Clark Air Force Base, or former Clark Air Force Base, for seeing what it used to look like. If you weren't familiar, the United States used to have a base here in Clark Air Force Base just outside of Angeles City, which was evacuated in 1991 due to the eruption of Mount Pinatubo. There was an initial eruption back in April of 1991 where the United States began to see that there could be this mega eruption that would take place, and so they began to evacuate the military and got the military and their families out about 5 days before there was a main eruption which sent ash 25 miles into the air and coincided with a typhoon which turned the ash into this heavy wet sludge which collapsed roofs and damaged unrepairable at the time the military base and its airfield. And so they closed the base in July of 1991, and they announced the United States would not be returning to rebuild. And the last American flag was lowered on November 26, 1991, closing one of the largest U.S. overseas bases at that time.